Evan Ferguson is the football player that we are definitely talking about. Manchester United's striking section could be headed by Evan Ferguson in the near future. If you're interested in the £50 million target, just make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. And if you're also interested in the summer transfer news, we'll be bringing to you the latest trade as it comes in. My name is Abu KALS as I bring to you the latest coming in the summer transfer window, and also every little thing that you need to know about Manchester United. All you need to do is simply just subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever we've definitely got to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Manchester United related right about here at the United chapter with me, your main host Abu KALS, as we talk definitely sport. So guess who we're talking about? As I told you before, we are talking about a wonderful football player, one of the best football players in the Premier League right about now, still very young. As some people definitely came out and said age could be doing him something bad because he's a very talented football player, and possibly age is putting him down because he's only 18 and he's just turned 18 just a couple of months ago. Evan Ferguson has definitely proved that he will make it in the Premier League. With Manchester United looking for a striker, looking for a very good forward. The number of forwards have been linked to Manchester United, including Victor Osimhen, including Harry Kane, not forgetting Tammy Abraham, and a very big number, very many of them have been linked to Manchester United. But there is a football player has been linked, and also there is a reality, there is rumor and reality. But mainly now we're just talking about one of the best in the Premier League, still young, and he's been regarded as one who could be the future of Manchester United. When we talk about striking, I mean, 18 years and you're scoring goals left, right, definitely in the Premier League. He's got no physical demands in the Premier League. As you know, in the Premier League, strength and power is something that very many clubs consider, and you'll remember that this gentleman is a perfect one when it comes to goal scoring. Definitely, for those of you who watched the game between Brighton and Hove in Southampton, he's the football player that scored those two goals. Brighton scored 3 goals, but 2 of them were scored by Evan Ferguson. He's a very wonderful talent. He's definitely a big talent. So we need to see with the forwards that's at Manchester United also is still looking at also adding yet another forward, as some of the football players could definitely be leaving, as FERGUSON, who has been on loan from Besiktas, could definitely be leaving. We're very sure about that. He's definitely leaving. Anyway, we've got Marcus Rashford, Anthony Elanga, and also Jadon Sancho, Alejandro Garnacho, plus also Anthony, who have been playing quite well. And looking at the 18-year-old, he made a big impact when he was given a chance by Brighton to play. Definitely made a big impact in the Premier League, and he's been followed up by a big number of clubs since he was 14. We'll remember that Ferguson definitely, Manchester United lost out on Ferguson. First of all, years ago, there is a chance now, but United could have had him almost for free. I mean, now he's being valued at £50 million, and very many sports analysts are anticipating that in the near future he's going to be a £100 million target. So I think Manchester United definitely had a blow when he definitely emerged again. It will be remembered that he went for trials at Manchester United, at Liverpool, Celtic, a big number of clubs definitely wanted. He went there to make sure. He went to Liverpool, he went to Spurs also, he went to Manchester United, and also went to Celtic, and for trials, but things didn't go on quite well for him because they rejected him. And Manchester United recently, through their agents, definitely said, it was not something good that Manchester United did not manage to get him when he was still young, because it was definitely going to be quite less amount of money. So I will remember that Evan Ferguson in club competitions, all club competitions in 2022 to 2023, he's played around more than 1,200 minutes, which is quite okay. In 14 games, he scored 10 goals in 14 games, and he's had a number of shots. And you can see his statistics are definitely okay. His statistics are fine. And him joining the club Manchester United, I think that will be a brilliant idea. That will definitely be a very wonderful idea, him joining the club Manchester United. However, last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago, he was linked to Manchester United, but also Newcastle are interested in him, and Tottenham Hotspurs. So those are three clubs that are interested in Evan Ferguson. But it will be remembered that Manchester United said he could be a target for the next summer transfer window, not this summer transfer window. And Newcastle almost also the same. I think Tottenham are also saying the same. With that was last week. Last week, they were trying to distance away from signing him this summer transfer window. In this summer transfer window, because of his age is not proved. He's not played that many games to prove that he's definitely one of the best. But I think that is a little bit. I think that is a little bit. I don't know how I can call it, but I think it should be thinking that you can't sign a football player because he's still young and you're not very sure about his future. I think sometimes when you've got a good football player like him, it's always fine to get him when he's still. You invest a bit of money in him. You're investing £50 million in him. It's gonna double his price. If he gets to a big club, he's going to double his price very, very, very quickly. That's why I definitely think, because if he's given the time and he's in a better club, I'm not saying Brighton is not a good club, but I'm talking about a top club. I'm talking about a big club like Manchester United, City, Liverpool, Arsenal. If he goes to one of those clubs, then definitely he's got quite big talent in there. He's got big football players, in particular if he joins Manchester United and is surrounded by all these big football players and who have quite a lot of talent. And he's looking at maybe possibly winning trophies and stuff. He will even get the urge to better his game, and that will definitely be something that's quite good. So I think Evan Ferguson. I think if he joins a big club, definitely, which Manchester United last week had sort of distanced themselves from Evan Ferguson, saying he could be the future of the club, but not very soon. But the thing is, if Manchester United really were saying that it's a good job they have now come back to their senses and definitely are putting in a bid for Evan Ferguson, but you're not going to sign him when he's at £50 million, and what about when he's at £100 million? That definitely could mean since he's now at £100 million, you're not going to get him even a £100 million, because they're going to be quite big bidding wars. The fact that Manchester United did not pick him when he went for trials, that definitely put him a little bit down, because he wanted to play for Manchester United at some point in time. And if United had any chance of getting him at this point in time, they would definitely run for it. They would definitely run for that chance. But there is going to be a competition, no matter what clubs say. For a young football player like him, it's definitely going to be on a very big demand, no matter what clubs say. Or clubs saying he's definitely very young, he's still young, and he's got to prove himself. I think that's all rubbish. He's definitely a very good one. For some reason, Brighton and Hove have produced very many and very good football players, the likes of Mark Kukurea, who plays for Chelsea, definitely very good. And when you see even the football players at Brighton, oh, definitely very, very fine, very good. Manchester United taking interest in a couple of Brighton and Hove football players, the likes of McAllister is definitely one of the football players that Manchester United is very interested in. And not forgetting Mitoma also was linked to Manchester United. And also Caicedo being heavily linked to the club Manchester United. But right about now, the one and only football player that is big focus as we talk is Evan Ferguson, who is a very wonderful striker. So we need to see. We definitely need to see about how we need to see how tall he is for a striker and stuff. Let's see a little bit of his biography. So, Evan Joe Ferguson is an Irish professional football player. For those of you who did not know who he is, he's an Irish professional football player who plays as a striker for Premier League club Brighton and Hove, and also the Republic of Ireland national team. He was born on the 19th of October 2004 in that makes him 18 years of age, and he was born in Batestown, Ireland. If I'm not mistaken, he played for Batestown, and from Batestown, that's where he definitely went. When he was at Batestown, that's when he went for all these trials, and all these clubs definitely did not go for him. And Brighton, I think Brighton has a very good scouting team, and I must say, they're doing a great job. Brighton are doing a great job when it comes to scouting. I mean, they really know how to scout. They scout young talent very good. Look at Mitoma. Look at Caicedo. Look at now this young lad who moved from Batestown to Brighton and Hove. He was spotted by Brighton and Hove. With rejection from other clubs, Brighton and Hove said, we're going to comfortably take you. And you've seen what he's definitely made. He's definitely played very, very well. So, also, let's see. You will remember that he's got a little bit of a football background, doesn't he? His father is a football player. I think he was he's called Barry. Ferguson. For those of you who remember him, he's a native of Batestown, a country myth. Ferguson is the son of former professional football player Barry Ferguson, who played for Coventry City and also played for Colchester, and for Colchester United. He played for Hartlepool. He's played for Northampton Town, Longford Town, and he played for very many clubs, and definitely his son coming in, it's no surprise. It's in the blood, isn't it? Then he's got a height of 1.88 meters, definitely tall enough to cope up with the Premier League myths about height, and also his weight being 78 kilograms. That's very good for a defender. So sorry for a striker like him. So definitely that's going to be a perfect one. So with the fact that Manchester United are looking at getting a striker, so getting him as a striker, I think is something that is gonna be quite good. Manchester United getting him as a striker. I mean, it doesn't come and play. It doesn't mean that he has to go to come and play first team football. He can come and be on the bench a little bit, play. And so if you've got very many dangerous football players, two good strikers, with the fact that Anthony Martial has been linked to a big exit, you could definitely be going with him not being at the best of terms with Eric Ten Hag. When you're not at the best of terms with Eric Ten Hag, always we definitely know what's going to happen. He won't keep you, and there are big chances that Anthony Martial is going to be leaving the club, Manchester United, with all that has been said about him, and also him not managing to perform. he wants to remain playing. He wants 90 minutes, and that was the problem with Cristiano Ronaldo, because Cristiano Ronaldo was not performing and he wanted 90 minutes. I mean, sometimes you've got the form, and if you've got the form, the manager's no daft. He will definitely give you the gameplay. But if you're off form, you need to sit. And this didn't go on quite well with Anthony Martial, who thought that he should be playing almost all games, despite the fact that he had an injury. He had just come from an injury and his form was definitely down. That was not the best of chances for him to remain playing at the 90 minutes. And he's had a few wrangles with Eric Ten Hag. So we could definitely be seeing him leaving the club, Manchester United. So having a football player like Evan Joe Ferguson, that is going to be a brilliant move for the club, Manchester United. Manchester United are definitely very interested, and they are preparing a bid for him this season, as very many had anticipated that it's going to be next season, as Manchester United had come out and distanced themselves last week or a few weeks ago. But right about now, things definitely have turned, tables have turned, and right about now, United is chasing on Evan Ferguson. Otherwise, thank you for being part of the United chapter. Make it a point to subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on what Ava will definitely going to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is United related, right about here at the Manchester United chapter, the United chapter, with me, your host Abu KALS, as I tell you thank you and goodbye for now.